Hey everybody. Welcome back to my channel. When we left off last time, we were pre-election and everything felt like the energy was feeling really warlike, really crazy, absolutely chaotic, lots of apprehension and anxiety in the air. And now, post-election, here we are on the other side. I feel when I tune in to the world around, there's a lot of disillusionment. There is a feeling of almost like fallout, confusion, worry, lots of fear. There's also on the other side of this kind of I'm not sure exactly how to name it, but a little bit like gloating from others, and it feels kind of hostile a little bit. If the energy out there feels pretty hostile. So, not really excited about this energy, really. And I'm pretty open about my views, and this I don't find myself political, really. But it wasn't really the outcome that I was looking for. And, it really doesn't matter. None of that really actually matters because the truth is, when I really feel into it, is that it didn't and it doesn't really matter who wins and who loses at all because there is so much more going on the bigger picture that the truth is that the person who won really is what was needed for collective consciousness to keep moving forward, even if it does feel like things have moved backwards, that things might not get better. And perhaps that's maybe people really need kind of like a big old slap in the face to get out of the illusions that they're walking around in. I don't know. I mean, who's to really say? But either way, um, we just keep moving forward. That's what we do. We just keep moving forward. And one of the biggest takeaways that I've had recently is don't let anything take away my joy. And when I actually feel into the truth of what what I feel, I still feel joyful. I still feel really good. I still feel really happy. I feel really connected to myself and my family and my loved ones. And I don't feel like that was ever uh not going to be the case. So just really feel into what's true for you. And I don't know, stop watching the news. Like there's really, or like watch some things that lift you up and keep you inspired to keep you shining your most beautiful radiant light. So, um yeah, it really shouldn't hinge on what the rest of the country is doing because the truth is that um each and every single one of us in our own small and beautiful and unique, precious ways are changing the entire fabric of reality anyway. And who's to say that this isn't exactly what needed to happen in order to make that change happen quicker? I kind of see it as perhaps we're, doing the whole thing where you just like rip the band-aid off real fast. There we go. Yeah, get on with the healing already. And if this is what's going to bring it, then okay, fine. Um, yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to happen next, but just, keep steady. Keep doing what you do. And part of that is don't sink into whatever there's a lot of there's a lot of shit in the news right now. So just relax and just be actually you and enjoy yourself. So that's what I have to say about that. So I'm gonna just loop in why do I have this particular painting up? And that particular painting is one that I made alongside and dedicated to Grandmother Spider. And if you don't know the stories of Grandmother Spider, she's in practically every culture out there where in different forms and but basically weaving the world thread by thread, the fabric of all of reality, weaving it together. And she spins her beautiful web, and we are all part of that. And I I feel like each of us are a, one particular unique, beautiful thread on that, in that tapestry that when we look back and we see it all, like the grand, huge picture of it all, it's a pretty beautiful tapestry. Um, so yeah, so that's why I have that up. And I also just recently acquired this cute little thing, and it's a little crocheted spider, little rainbow spider. I absolutely love it. So I just imagine little spider weaving her rainbow thread, each of us one of those threads, and each one of us radiating our divine, beautiful light, regardless of, anything that happens ever. And as far as like crazy things that happen in the world, this is just one of those things, and it really didn't matter how or like how any of this kind of took place. And I actually kind of feel like even if we were sitting here and the other person had won the election, there would also be all of the fallout from that. And who has any idea what that would have cost? Who knows? Maybe it would have even caused a freaking war. I have no idea. Like, just, I mean, it could have caused so many things. Um, Change is just change. And so here we go. All right. That was me without the cards. But let's go ahead and do a little heart check-in. Let's go ahead and see. Actually, before we do that, I just want to gather this light. I've got a green candle going on for us right now, and that is heart chakra. That's one of the colors of the heart chakra. And so just like take a deep breath into your heart and just like really allow yourself to fully arrive and just be your your beautiful being right here. So let's go ahead and do a little heart check-in. Wow, look at that. Unwavering faith. Unwavering faith. That's a really intense card. I see that as like the eye of truth. Like seeing everything as it is in its truth, no matter what it is, and recognizing that, first of all, we call we call everything in through our consciousness, and more of us are really expanding that out and really starting to recognize how big and how divine we really are. And so that light is like shining out. It's that unwavering faith and tapping into what that means for you. I feel a certainty, like This is this is light that is unfuckwithable, unwavering faith. That's like you standing in your truth, even in the middle of a tsunami. And sometimes it actually means getting like, thrashed by that tsunami, or you stand like, a mountain or a tree and you let it all wash around you. But in both of those kind of metaphors, it's just you radiating your certainty, your clarity, your truth out there, regardless of anything that's going on around. So that's pretty strong, guys. That's pretty incredible. So just really tune into your truth chord. And I've already kind of lost track of everything that I've been saying here, but it's like all of these little threads that grandmother spider, basically us, our divine selves weaving together, all of those little threads is our love, our joy, our truth. And yeah, just really tune into what is true and strong and beautiful for you. Okay. And then let's pull on a guide. I like these cards. These are really sweet cards. Wow. Okay. So right now, what has popped in is the Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. And whenever I get this card, I actually feel I tune into Archangel Raphael, and I feel that, that green energy of the heart. Like really let that green energy of the heart like expand out. So in the last reading that I did, it said healing is already happening. And that stuck with me for a good long time of healing is already happening. And so this again is the medicine guardian. So now be open to the medicine that has arrived. And there are medicines out there, especially when like in like if any of you have had like really strong herbal bitters or have done medicine ceremonies where the medicine can be bitter and strong, and it can actually come out and it has more of a purging effect. I do feel like the medicine that we're being asked to swallow is more of a purge medicine. And here we go. We really are majorly purging things right now. And so if you look all around and all you see is dark and all you see is crazy, just continue to tune into what is the medicine for you and what is actively being healed right now on the spot. And then, I would even go as far as to ask Archangel Raphael to hang out with you. This is an actual entity. Angels do like they are around. It is an energy that we can tap into at any point whenever we need. And it really is just for us to open up and allow the energy to come pouring in. And so, just really allow that the Archangel Raphael's medicine to pour in. And this card, I'm seeing like that unwavering faith. Somehow that feels resonant with the cup that he's holding in his hand. That I feel like you guys and me included, our cups are pretty strong. Like maybe at one point our cups were more of a sieve and there were tons of little holes. And so every time we would pour the water in, it would just out it would come. I feel at this point we are really strong in our truth and who we are. And so now when we pour that medicine in, we can actually just drink it up and enjoy every single drop of it rather than it just leaking out in all these different ways. So I feel that is like, coming more and more in alignment with your inner truth. And that feels really good. That feels really strong. Hmm. Let's see. Let's go ahead and grab one of these. These are the Starseed Oracle. Hmm. Oops. The Starseed Oracle. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Karmic relationships. Karmic relationships. Hmm. Hmm. I feel like a lot of this, I'll read the bottom two. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. So this karmic relationships, I feel like a lot of that is is starting to come out even more and more uh even clearer now. Like seeing when relationships around you have more of those hooks attached. And that, right now we're in a point collectively, all of us, of releasing all the old karma that no longer is helping us to float in the joy. Like that karma was actually dragging us down and keeping us locked into a cycle that is more hurtful and just perpetuating suffering. And so I feel like what we're doing right now, we're collectively looking at these karmic relationships and starting to actually do more and more of the work to flush them. And sometimes in order for us to flush them, you need to actually see them in full force and get at that unwavering clarity that of like this is so done, this is so old, this is so like not what I need in my life anymore. Like this is it, like the very last straw. Because sometimes when you really see it in absolute clarity, then you've got no hesitation whatsoever to drink that bitter medicine and purge it all out. Like it's done, it's over, it's gone. And I think that's kind of what's going on, all of us individually. And some of us actually might have been already doing this for a long time. And that now perhaps you're even seeing the flip side where your medicine relationships are actually coming more and more into the light where you can see the different relationships that are healing and are nurturing and giving you more and more reason to be this beautiful, open-hearted, clear-sighted, strong, beautiful, radiant person. And so for me, I get very burpy when things are kind of moving. I feel that right now. So apologies or just burp along with me. But just letting it all come out one way or the other. And it's all good. If it needs to come out, let it come out. So, yeah, and maybe that's what's going on for us, on the wider scale as well, that We get to see some karmic relationships play out on the bigger arenas of the world, which, is not that fun to to be part of, but you can just stand back from the screen and observe. You don't need to be in it. In fact, it's better not to be in it. It's better to observe, non-biased, even. Okay. Wow. So I feel like these come out a lot. These come out a lot. This is the Golden Children and the Cosmic Heart. I can't even say how many times have we gotten the Cosmic Heart. And I feel like the Golden Children, for people that I do readings for, I feel like the Golden Children come out over and over and over again. I feel like we're probably one of the last waves. Um, there's a lot coming in all right now. So trying to distill it. So what I'm hearing is that this whole wrapping up of Pluto in Capricorn, that once we actually step into Pluto in Aquarius, it starts to shift the tide. And so we've got all the people who have been born prior to that, and then we have all the new little babies that will be born with Pluto in Aquarius, and that stepping into a whole nother development of humanity, a whole different kind of human. Um, I do actually believe that we are in the thick of changing from one style of human to another style of human, and that new style of human will have more of the cosmic heart available, and that we actually will just step into the bigger version of who we actually are on a more multi-dimensional level. And part of that is, we're starting to remember all of our past lives. We're starting to heal all of these different karmic relationships within ourselves. And we're also noticing this out in the world as well, on a really big scale, that karmic things are starting to come to close. And part of that really is, and I use this metaphor a lot, that when you're cleaning out like your closet, or you know or say like you haven't dusted your bookshelves in like a year or something, like when you actually start to do the deep clean, it kicks up a big amount of dust, and you can't help but react. You sneeze, you have watery eyes, like, or you just have like the buildup of old debris from doing this massive cleaning. And when we're doing this massive cleaning, that is when big change happens, but it looks really shitty at first. Looks really like the process. You got to trust the process. And so, especially, there's this story that came to me, and I was getting ready to do this, and I didn't know I would remember it, but uh, I will never ever forget that I did a Reiki session. It was kind of like a spontaneous, kind of urgent Reiki session with somebody that I know. And so we did the session. It went beautifully, or so I felt. But then the very next day, I get the message that this lovely, beautiful person had lost their job, that was that. And I felt, on one level, on a small level, I felt like, oh my gosh, like it's my fault. I did Reiki. I should have healed something. And I'm using, if you're not watching, I'm using like air quotes. I should have healed it. I should have fixed it. And and I couldn't fix it. And it's like it's not my job to know what to fix, and it's not the Reiki actually does its work miraculously and mystically. And if that means that it needed to flush out a toxic job, then that's what needed to take place. And it's not really for me to say what needs to stay or go. So, here we are in the same kind of energy where like the medicine is coming in really thick, really strong. It's clearing out some mega toxic, karmic, really, really long-standing patterns of karmic debris is being illuminated and flushed out. And that is bringing so much more to the table. The doors that are opening, and I actually see this as like, we've got a lot of solar activity right now that there's no accident that kind of so many different things are more dramatic, more intense, more theatrical than kind of ever before. So we've got the earth who is purging. We've never seen the kinds of storms before. People are changing locations, changing jobs, changing friends, changing religions, change or dropping out of it entirely. Like people are shifting and evolving at an insane rate. And then on top, we've got technology that is completely like gonna like blow our minds. And we've just got so much changing. And so going back to the whole Pluto and Capricorn, that's the very last little bit before the Pluto and Aquarius kicks in. And that being one of the very like outer planets, for it to change is actually a mark of really big changes internally on a really deep, deep, deep soul level where huge shifts happen for you personally, for me personally. And then it opens up the door for this bright, new, beautiful, like this golden child energy is like your divine inner child, but then also the future of, what will the future human experience because we are going through such radical shifts and changes. And so, really, all of this, I just feel, first of all, I look around at all the crazy that's happening, and I try not to get too involved. I try not to get invested in any way or take sides in anything, even if on a certain level I do and I did. But at the same time, it really is so important to like take a step back from all of the drama and get back into what is true and unwavering for you personally. Because really, we can't do anything um to change things. Like we can really only just start changing ourselves and doing all of these like whatever medicine is showing up for you. Just all we can do is just do it for ourselves. And the more and more connected to our own cosmic heart we get, the more and more these things, the karmic stuff, just starts to fall away naturally. I mean, you can probably even look back at different things that have fallen away in your life where it's like, oh yeah, at the time it was horrible because, it broke my heart, or I had to completely change the way I was living, or my perspective completely shifted. But then you can look back and you can see like, wait, I wouldn't be who I am today if those things didn't happen. And I'm so glad and so grateful that they did because man, I'm so much stronger now. I'm so much more connected to my heart. I'm so much more connected to what makes me who I am. And I'm so much more certain and clear about my truth now because that crazy thing fell away from my life that I felt so deeply attached to at the time. So I feel like, on a small scale, we play this out in the mini theater of our life. And then we also see that on the big stage with the big players, the ones that take up a lot of space in the news and in the media, etc. And really, it's like, who cares? All of this is going to happen anyway, regardless of who's in office or who's, in charge. It's all going to shift and crack because that's where we're at, uh, on a cosmic human level. We're at the part where, if you look into Peruvian shamanism, it's called the Pachacuti, where everything turns over, like the soil is being tilled, turned, and so new growth can happen. And I do kind of wonder, like, there's a slow route and then there's the quick route, and I feel like we are choosing the lightning bolt speed route. So cheers to everybody who's brave enough to keep going and hanging on. And yeah, I have unwavering faith in you for holding your heart open and big and not letting uh not letting the world around you that um mass consciousness affect you, because so much mass consciousness is steeped in shadow. And not like there's anything wrong with shadow, it's just like we need light as well. So removing yourself from the like illusion and all of the confusion, I think that's the biggest part. Stepping away from the confusion of mass consciousness and stepping back into your own so that you can really feel what's you. Just really feel what's you. Yeah. All right. Um, I'm not sure if I need to pull any more cards. Hmm. Does somebody out there want a fairy? A fairy card? If you did, I heard you. Okay, we'll do that. We'll pull a fairy card because these are so sweet and I love them. But I do feel like this reading is getting pretty lengthy because I'm just kind of rattling on. All right. So the fairy for the friend out there that is calling out. This one's for you. I do love that this group is so small and so intimate. I feel like it's a little secret group just for us. Oh, wow, look at this. I like this one. The shape shifter. Ooh. Ooh, that's cool. I like it. The shapeshifter. I deeply resonate with the shapeshifter. Okay. The shapeshifter. Perception, illusion, and truth within. Hey, hey. All right. Who is this? Well, that's the problem, really. This character is everything and nothing. They can change who and what they are to suit any situation and any relationship. In being all things to all people, they become as insubstantial as smoke. If you place your trust in someone like this, you may find yourself waking up with a stranger one day, not the person you thought you knew at all. A relationship with a shapeshifter can be a frustrating experience. You will never be able to pin this person down. You will never be able to really know who this person is. And the sad thing is, they may not know who they are either. I'm just gonna say, occasionally when I read the words for these cards, they don't feel true to what this card is meaning for us today. There's part of this that I just read that I definitely am like, ooh, yes. But then this part with it being frustrating or it being sad, I'm not resonating with that at all. In fact, what I'm feeling, so I'm going to put the book away. Thank you, Brian Froud. What I'm actually feeling from this card today is that, first of all, being a shapeshifter is probably a very good skill to have right now. And I say that blasting all of my mysterious energy at you because this is one being that can walk in and amongst any situation at will without being perceived as they don't belong. So this is one that can just easily move through the worlds, all the worlds, being any shape or character. Um, what I'm actually feeling this card is arriving for is because each of us have a medicine animal, medicine being, a medicine like a like I'm thinking of like your totem animal. So I called on Spider. Spider is actually one of my, it started as a shadow uh spirit animal because I was insane afraid of spiders and had a rather shocking initiation to spider energy, especially when I first arrived here in California. And I was joking with my mother-in-law recently about one day where I had just moved to this cute little place in the Mill Valley woods, and I didn't realize it, but it was dark, and so I started making this really beautiful fire in this gorgeous rock fireplace that this kind of this little cabiny place that we had. Well, I go ahead and light up the fire and all like hundreds, and I'm not joking about that. There were like hundreds of spiders in every single nook and cranny, and they were like lava rock kind of thing. So they had like deep pockets and like little like poked out bubbles in the rock, which looked really cool, but in the dark and in the day they all kind of like hide. So I couldn't tell that it was like covered in spiders. So yeah, that was my initiation to uh lots of spiders, and it wasn't just any kind of black spider, it was a black widow. They were all black widows. So it was really intense. Like my initiation with this one was about as intense as it could get with that spot. Yeah. So I don't know why I'm telling you that story. Anyway, I hope that maybe your spirit animal is, maybe a little bit more cozy cute. But not all of us get cozy cute animals. Sometimes the medicine that we need to carry is a lot deeper than just that. So tune in to your personal shape-shifting um power animal because I feel that our power animals pretty much always are shape-shifting. One day it will be a spider. The next day, maybe you need bear energy. Maybe you need the blue heron. Maybe it's a hawk. Maybe, it's a dolphin. So I feel like the medicine guardians that we have sometimes take animal form in our psyche. And so those are very much shape-shifting animals. And call that animal in. And this feels pretty uncon like not connected to the reading, but start actually building a relationship with your shape-shifting animal. Call on it when you need some external, it's not really outside of you, it's inside, but it'll feel like external support or protection. I can just imagine, say, like you're I don't know, maybe you've got something that you need to say to somebody. Well, why don't you just maybe have like the wings of your griffin on as you have this conversation that could be hard? It gives you a little inner confidence. So anyway, I'm just saying play with your shapeshifter, play with that energy, and see where your imagination goes because your imagination is crazy powerful. It's probably the biggest untapped skill that we've got. And see what happens when you actually let this shapeshifter come into your world and you start to make a relationship and start playing with it. I don't know why that came out in the reading, but I really like that. It's awesome. And let's just see where it goes. If you want to talk more about that kind of stuff, or anything at all, I do have a Facebook group, and I try to be in there a little bit. Like I'm not a big social media person, but I do really love conversation and engaging these kinds of topics. So if you want to talk more, find me there. Um, yeah, so there we go. And other like-minded friends, people that you can connect with this way, and we can all geek out and be weird and lovely and cosmic together. So there we go. I think the last thing that um, just a bit of like news or whatever is holidays are fast approaching, and I'm probably going to take a little time off from making videos. I don't really know. We'll see because doing it once a month or twice a month actually feels really good to me. But yeah, spending time with family is one of my biggest joys and priorities. So, that being said, I'm going to cap out um the my offerings, like my readings and stuff that I do so that I can spend more time enjoying holidays with friends and family. So if you want a reading, it probably will happen in January if you don't book it very, very soon. So that's just the little news there. And that way everybody knows that, yeah, I'll be doing other stuff. But I'd also love to read for you if you want. So we'll try to do both for a little while. So that's what I have to say. I hope everybody's taking care of themselves. I was starting to put away the cards, but this one stayed out. So Archangel Raphael, we're just gonna stick them right there. There we go. Ah, yeah, reading feels good today. It was really intense. Didn't really know how to start this whole thing, this whole gig. But alas, here we are, and we've wrapped it up. So I will see you the next time I'm here. And until then, please connect if you'd like to in the so many different ways that we can. So I hope that you are well, and we will see each other again next time. Bye.